Hey everyone, good Thursday evening. It's time for Weather Geeks on the next to the last day of July here in 2020. A different day today. It was pretty cloudy. We had some filtered sunshine for a time, especially this morning, but overall the flavor of the day was clouds and muggy weather. And this evening we've had a few showers popping up. Before we get to the radar, did want to show you a picture that was just submitted to me on Facebook a couple of minutes ago before I recorded this video, thanks to Amy in Summitville in southwestern Columbiana County. This is a funnel cloud. And the National Weather Service offices in both Wilmington, which covers southwest Ohio, and Cleveland issued some statements this afternoon about possible funnels being seen in the cloud cover. Very harmless stuff for the most part. I suspect even if something like this were to touch the ground, wind speeds would not be very high. And this is not the kind of atmospheric setup that's going to produce significant tornadoes or anything like that. But with just the right ingredients, just enough wind shear, you can get some of these interesting looking funnels at other times of the year, especially in the spring and fall. Sometimes you may see us refer to cold air funnels, where you have a pocket of cold air aloft that produces some innocuous funnel clouds. This isn't really that kind of situation, but anything that does happen here funnel cloud wise would be pretty insignificant and harmless. So thanks again to Amy for sharing that picture on Facebook. I'll get that up on Instagram after I record this video this evening. All right, let's talk about what happened today. Again, some sunshine out there this morning on our Youngstown time lapse, but otherwise the flavor of the day, of course, was cloudiness. And, you know, the air felt kind of heavy today. There wasn't much of a breeze, and it was muggy, that is for sure, and we still need some rain. This is a 2-week animation of the drought monitor. And as we roll this forward, more and more area gets covered in yellow over the last couple of weeks, and now we're officially in a moderate drought in places such as Canton and Akron, in parts of Beaver County and Butler County in western PA. Not officially in a drought in our television viewing area, although kind of splitting hairs a little bit. Some places are indeed quite dry, that is for sure. That drought monitor graphic kind of mirrors the rainfall compared to average over the last 60 days. Our wettest areas, Trumbull County, parts of Mahoning County, and then once you get down into Columbiana County and over into western PA, Beaver, Lawrence, Mercer, Venango, Butler counties, all very dry, with rainfall deficits over the last 60 days, in some spots as much as 4 or 5 inches. All right, over the last hour or so, some showers have popped down here in southern Columbiana County. We've had a few scattered downpours from Summitville, heading across just south of Lisbon, and curving down Route 30 closer to Glenmore, Madison Township, down into the Calcutta area as well. Most of this has just been north of downtown East Liverpool. Some local heavy amounts of rain, or heavy bouts of rain. Overall total should be pretty light. This is part of a low-pressure system that is across the lower Ohio Valley. This evening, a warm front extends up like this. And again, just enough wind shear on the northern edge of this that a couple of funnels have formed, but again, innocuous stuff. We are missing out on the bulk of the rain. It's a soggy evening in Dayton and Cincinnati and Marietta, Parkersburg, but for us, nothing more than a couple of showers. Boy, it was muggy today. Dew points south of the airport were in the lower 70s. At the airport in Trumbull County, we've been mostly in the lower and mid-60s. Columbus, a gross dew point of 72. This is kind of a one-day resurgence of these higher dew points. I think it'll be less humid on Friday. All right, down to the tropics. ISAIAS. The low-level circulation managed to miss the most mountainous terrain in Hispaniola. And that is going to allow this system to strengthen some as it reemerges completely out over the open waters here. This is currently a tropical storm, trucking off to the north and west at 20. Now the National Hurricane Center forecast is for this to become a Category 1 hurricane as it moves through the Bahamas late this week and at the start of the weekend. Now, the forecast cone, don't just focus, you're going to hear me say this a bunch of times, not only this system, but many systems this hurricane season. Don't just focus on the middle of that cone. There are equal chances that this tracks towards the western side of the cone or the eastern side of the cone. It's going to be possible this makes landfall in eastern Florida. It may just miss to the east. And anyone vacationing or with family members down in, say, Myrtle Beach, Cape Hatteras, the Outer Banks, have to keep a close eye on this. This will make a brief visit, it looks like, to areas near the coast of the Carolinas. By that point, it'll be moving along quickly, but it could be a hurricane as it skirts by early next week, specifically late Sunday night and heading into Monday and Monday night as well. Back here at home, better day tomorrow. Ignore the couple of green spots on the FUTURECAST model here. I think we are dry tomorrow with an increase in sunshine, a decrease in humidity compared to today. Showers may be here and there by Saturday afternoon, but I think the higher risk of rain is Saturday night into Sunday morning as this low pressure system moves off to the north and east. Weekend rainfall totals. Our models are in pretty decent agreement here with about 3/4 of an inch on average expected. Again, most of this would be Saturday night and heading into Sunday morning. Next week, though, boy, comfortable stuff overall. I've lowered our high temperature forecast by a few degrees for next week. We might have a few days of below average high temperatures. We've only had 2 such days in July. We might have 2 or 3 of those days during the first full week of August with the heat under this ridge out west. And for us, a little upper level low and a trough of low pressure over the eastern U.S. That's going to keep the heat at bay next week. So I have 77 in the forecast for Wednesday and Thursday of next week. 4 degrees cooler than average. We haven't had a high temperature 4 degrees cooler than average since sometime in June. It's been a while. So this will be a welcome sight, I suspect, to a lot of Valley residents. All right, thanks for watching Weather for Weather Geeks tonight. I'll have an update on the weekend forecast and everything else you need to know on social media this evening and tonight on 21 News. At 11 o'clock, make sure you're subscribing to these videos on my YouTube channel. Just search for me on YouTube. You can find every edition of Weather for Weather Geeks on my YouTube channel.